Are you tired of being the stereotypical software engineer that just fails to communicate effectively during those behavioral interviews? Then this video is for you. I was hired multiple times, including my highest paid six-figure position based on my soft skills, and this is the honest feedback I got years after working with those colleagues. And I spoke with countless engineers that are just killing it technically, but they just fail to communicate their business impact, and therefore they're not getting hired. Either they were too nervous or they just straight up failed to tick all the boxes. Let me show you my hands-on approach so you can just copy me, and you will see how your soft skills can greatly enhance your technical abilities so you can present yourself as the best candidate possible. Let's first start off with why they're asking these questions, because I see a lot of people just prepare for specific questions and they fumble when an unknown question comes up, and it will come up. These questions are there to test your leadership skills, how proactive you are, how are you taking initiatives, how clearly you're communicating with the others, how you collaborate with them, aka teamwork, how you handle failure or difficult situations, or how good you are as a person. They all test how easy you are to work with, and this is why it doesn't really matter how good you are technically if you can't really present it, if you can't really collaborate with other people. And this is why you see it today that a lot of engineers are just getting hired even if they're not best technically, and other engineers that are just really good, they're just getting left behind. Before we move on, I wanted to tell you that I actually prepared a soft skills and a mindset playbook that includes all of this information combined, and even more, like negotiation strategies, how to not get nervous, how to beat imposter syndrome. The link will be down in the description, so go ahead and grab it. And let's move on. Now that we know why they exist, let's prepare for them. First and foremost, even before you answer anything, try to breathe properly, try to not be nervous, try to laugh and smile, try to be more likable, try to joke around, smile. This is gonna set the tone for the whole interview, and it's gonna impact it greatly. Doesn't matter what you answer, okay? Second thing that I noticed amongst my peers, and that I've done it from day one, is that we all crafted a story. Stories is how people will remember you. So imagine it from their perspective. They're interviewing 50, 100 people, and you think you are unique in some way, right? But they won't remember you unless you show them that you are unique. And the way we remember things as humans is by stories. You most probably can think of a few people, like celebrities and so on, that when you heard their story, now you have a way different picture of them. We're trying to replicate the same thing here. So the way I tell my story, at least, is that I think about the projects that I am the most passionate about, and they are most memorable. I will be more likely to talk about them with enthusiasm, and I actually enjoyed building them, right? So it all ties up. But when you're doing that, please don't try to memorize stuff, don't try to script it out. It should all be genuine. We as humans, we just sense bullshit, essentially. Now that we know why stories matter, let's go in depth into crafting our story. The method I've seen a lot of people used, and I've used myself unintentionally, it's the STAR method. STAR basically means situation, task, action, and result. So I can think of a quick story. The situation was that a lot of our users were experiencing problems with the call center we were working for, and therefore the dashboard that was responsible for tracking all of the calls was simply not working. So I was assigned with a task to basically fix this dashboard and make it to work more consistently throughout our users. The action I did was actually go ahead and I investigated the situation. I went ahead and checked all the logs. I checked the exact users that were problematic, and therefore I came to the conclusion that it was actually the webhook that was hooked up to an external service was not working properly. So what I did was I actually notified the team that was responsible for taking care of the service, and the result was when they actually fixed it, everything started working normally. So you see how everything timed up. I had a situation, I was assigned a task, I took like some action, and I made the result to actually fix it, communicate with other team members, you know, and this situation actually handles multiple planes of the behavioral questions that you got asked, right? And when you think about a lot of stories that you might have of your own projects, think of stories that will hit multiple bullet points. So it also makes sense for them, and they actually will have less questions for you, and they will see how you react in certain situations, right? And when you're answering those questions, they will clearly see like how you take feedback. Can you explain it clearly to non-technical people, to technical people? Would they want to solve problems with you? This is what they will also understand. And other stuff that matters is that if you like the things you say in between, the filler words, throwing in jokes, this also builds rapport, but make sure to not go into too much detail. Just know when to shut the fuck up and stop talking, because the longer you talk, the more you can screw up. Take social clues, just shut up and wait for the next question. And here is what nobody will tell you. Oftentimes, the difference between getting rejected and hired is that if the interviewer learned something from you. This is really important. If they learned something from you, you will get remembered. They will remember your story. You will be the guy, oh, you know, like I learned this from this guy, right? This was like really interesting. I know you're in this situation where you're the guy that's getting interviewed, but it's also your chance for you to interview them, and you are also vetting them as well, right? So you don't want to go into any company, try to ask engaging questions, not just the generic ones, and you will find great success.
Great success!
If you enjoyed this video, grab your free soft skills and mindset playbook that I made for this video. The link will be down in the description. It goes into greater detail about everything. There is also negotiation strategies and so on. Make sure to take advantage of it, and thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.